But the vibes are immaculate right
Yeah.
now. Let's talk about what's next for these two.
Yeah.
Specifically, Ciryl Gane. We kind of talked about it a little bit on Thursday,
Mm.
but ultimately, not a lot's been answered, in my opinion. Despite, okay, we saw the fight, so that gives us a little bit of clarity, but the big moving pieces on this chess or checkerboard are still in place.
Yeah.
And that's John Jones, Stipe, and Ngannou.
Yeah.
Where do they fall in line here? So Dominic, as the fight has now completed, where does Ciryl Gane sort of fall in on this hierarchy at heavyweight?
I mean, dude, I gave it a little sprinkle, a little hint on Thursday, and I have to come and say it now because, listen, I love Stipe Miocic, but I need a yes or a no. I need an in or an out because if you're out, Stipe, I love you. You're on my wall. Ciryl Gane, John Jones. Assuming Francis isn't ready until next year, which that's what they're saying as of this week. There may not be, let me think, what else happened in the rest of the year so far? Yeah, there may not be a more high level mixed martial arts fight that can be made than Ciryl Gane versus John Jones. And we don't like interim belts. We don't like them.
No.
So I don't need it. I just want
Get
that
him
fight.
out of here.
I just want that fight. Welcome John Jones to the heavyweight division. And if Ciryl Gane beats John Jones, that's a rematch earning performance if I've ever seen one to fight Francis. I mean, that is the fight, assuming Francis isn't ready until next spring. Come on.
I have a take that built, or that I realized I have as it built during the fight. Again, this was kind of the thought crossing my head when I thought Tuivasa was about to knock out Ciryl Gane. But I feel the same way now that Ciryl Gane finished the fight, got it done. It was a nasty win, the body work. I mean, the then when he started mixing it up, going to the head, I mean, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I think I can comfortably say, again, me and you, we're ride or die Stipe guys.
Yeah, I know.
Like, if Stipe comes back and fights John Jones, like, don't get me wrong, I'm going to be excited, getting that opportunity. But 2 years ago now, when we talked about this fight, I said I didn't love Stipe's chances.
I'm sure it hasn't aged any better, right?
It has not aged better 2 years later, and I think I can finally say that no matter who won that fight, especially with the way the fight went, I think I would rather see John Jones fight either of those two guys than Stipe at this point.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you there, partner.
Because as big of a fight as Stipe John Jones is in terms of legacy,
right?
I think the time has passed, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. Again, you still do it going into the fight. You still have the build-up being GOAT status and all this stuff. Best heavyweight of all time versus the best fighter of all time. This is all still in play.
Yeah.
But I just worry that if the fight does happen, what are we really going to learn from it? Stipe is really not appear to be all that committed to the fight game anymore. John Jones hasn't fought in 2.5 years in a new weight class. Again, what are we really going to learn from this fight? A lot, but I don't think what we want to learn, which is who's the best fighter of all time, who's the best heavyweight of all time, whatever, is going to actually be answered in that fight. I think it's just going to ask more questions than it does answers.
Well, I think that statement there goes back to a conversation we've had before about John and Stipe, and we said, if I remember correctly, paraphrasing, Stipe, we've seen it all. He's got all these accolades, best heavyweight ever, right, for now, with his title defenses and whatnot, title fight wins. So, anything else for him is gravy. Like, yeah, if he beats John Jones, it's huge. It sends him up the totem pole. But, like, if he loses, it's like, he's still the best heavyweight ever. But for John, even though he's considered by many as the best of all time, he's not viewed at that point yet. There's more to be seen from John. We've been wanting to see him at heavyweight for a long time. Can he get that belt? Can he defend that belt? So that's kind of where I view it. And again, it goes to what Noah said. it doesn't feel needed when a fight with John and Francis or John and Ciryl is just right now, present day, with the state of the division and the future of the division, is so much more prominent and so much more impactful.
I think that's very